When I was about 7 years old, my mother said to me one day, "David, you have to start going to confession." I said, "Confession, what's that, Mom?" She said, "Well, you know, we're Roman Catholic, yeah? So on Saturdays, before Mass on Sunday, you have to go and confess your sins." I said, "What sins, Mom? I'm 7 years old." She said, "Everybody has sins, David." I said, "I don't have any sins, Mom. I haven't killed anybody." She said, "David, the very fact that you believe you don't have sins is a sin in itself." Whoa, did I feel trapped. That night, I couldn't sleep. I was tossing and turning because tomorrow I had to go and tell the priest about all my sins. But I couldn't think of a single sin. And I thought, what am I going to say tomorrow? He's going to say, "You have to have sins, my son. Everyone does." I'm not going to know what to say. So then I thought, whoa, wait a minute. It's called confession. Hey, I've seen that in all those movies about cops. They're in this darkened room with a light on this poor guy's face, this poor innocent guy, and they're saying, "Come on, talk. We know you did it. We know you did it. Come on. You killed her. You killed her. Admit it. I didn't do it. I didn't." And I thought, whoa, I don't know. That's not so good. Oh, I bet you they slap kids around over there, too. So then I said, wait a minute. Hey, I know. I saw this other movie called Angels with Dirty Faces with Jimmy Cagney. And Jimmy Cagney, I know what he'd do. He'd go in there, and I started fantasizing about if I were just like Jimmy Cagney, I'd go in and say, "Hey, Fada, you know what I did? I killed some guys. Yeah. Yeah. You know what else? I liked it. Yeah. You know what else? I'm going to go kill some more guys. Yeah." And I said, whoa, if I were like Jimmy Cagney. But I'm not. I'm just a little kid. So the next day I went into the confessional, and it was this guy called Father Scarpacci. And boy, was he forbidding looking. I could imagine him slapping kids around and really liking it. So then he said, "Okay, my son, confess your sins to me." And I said, whoa, I got to make something up here fast. Yes, my son? I talked back to my mom last Wednesday. Okay, say some Our Fathers. And anything else? Oh, I lied. I told a lie. Okay, so you have to say some Hail Marys. So he said, "Now your sins are absolved, go," and you know. So I went into a pew and I sat down and I thought, okay, now I've just got to say these prayers and I get out of here. But then I realized I didn't know the prayers. I didn't know the words. So I thought, well, how long would one of these prayers take? And I have no idea. So I said I had to fake it, because if I left too soon, they'd know I wasn't really praying. So I spent about 10 minutes sitting there pretending I was praying. So right off the bat, I had to fake the sins and I had to fake the prayers. Now, you must understand, I had kind of an irreligious background. There was a schism within the family. My father was not Catholic. He was Lutheran. My mother was the Catholic. Every night at the dinner table, during the entire 1950s, we fought the 30 Years' War. My father would say, Henry VIII broke away from the Catholic Church out of principle. My mother would say no, because he wanted to marry a younger, prettier woman. He wanted to marry Anne Boleyn. And they'd go back and forth and back and forth. And I thought to myself, my parents are crazy. And therefore religion is crazy. Now, somewhat later, I began to discover a whole new experience. One day I was lying in bed, and I started thinking, had some feelings that I hadn't had before. And I began to realize that there were some changes occurring in my body, and that if I touched myself in a certain place, there was enormous pleasure in it. And it felt so good, in fact, that I thought, surely this has to be evil. Now, here is a major sin. In fact, I believed I was the Christopher Columbus of my body. I had discovered an entirely new world. And I thought, what if Father Scarpacci would hear about this? Well, they'd have to set up a newly established region of hell for me. I'd serve it out all eternity in solitary confinement. And I said, well, I certainly can't confess that, even though it must surely be a sin. And besides, let him find out for himself. So, this whole thing about sins and confession. Confession, it said, is supposed to be good for the soul. I think not. All it meant for me was a lifetime of fake sins and fake prayers, and learned very, very well how to keep dark secrets throughout the rest of my life. Thank you.